One. Hola, bonjour, and hello, everybody. You are listening to Worldwide Tea. It is the only podcast that covers every single season of International RuPaul's Drag Race as it happens every single week. And as always, I'm Evan Sawdey from Pop Matters.
I'm Gregory Ellwood from the playlist, and you can also read me on the LA Times.
And it's another wonderful week in the sunny Lorry land in the UK. And everybody, it is wild. We're in a season where I'm still convinced that the even-numbered season is still the best season, and we're kind of seeing it play out. But I will say, overall, as we're covering season 7, episode 3 of Drag Race UK, might have a redemption moment, might be on the up and up, might be a Brazil season 1 kind of thing going on here. Who knows? Uh, We'll find out.
Maybe.
But most importantly, everybody, thank you so much as always for listening and giving us a chance. As always, if you've been listening to this podcast, whether it's your first episode or your 500th or 45th, because that's what we're up to right now, as always, the one thing you need to know is that in this house of love, we believe that all drag is valid and that no queen ever deserves online hate. And as American entertainment journalists, we may not get every single cultural reference, and we always appreciate corrections. And most critically, there are some truly great queens who are good at drag race, and we celebrate them all the same.
Also, if you are listening and you are not following us on Spotify or on Apple Podcasts or on YouTube, click follow us, subscribe. Listen, you can even follow us on social media, but we'd love for you to follow us on those platforms. Listen, we do this for free. We're not asking for money. We're not setting up a Patreon. We are doing this for the love, but we'd love to have more people discover it because the people who like it really like it, and they tell us that, and we need marketing help. So
Yes.
please do your best.
Also, we're not doing this
Spread the
for the
love.
money, but if you are a sponsor or a potential
Yes.
sponsor, by all means, worldwideteapodcast@gmail.com would love to hear from you. And for our new sponsored segment, Queen of the Week.
Queen of the week.
We're we're very excited about it. But most critically, Greg, it is. Oh, go ahead if you have something to say.
No, the episode. It's time to visit this episode. And Evan, I stepped on your toes, but I was going to say they're back in the workroom and they've lost their lucky cow.
They've lost their lucky cow. Yes, I literally for a second I forgot her name, and literally before I even looked at my notes. That's how deeply
Pasty.
unmemorable she is.
Now that, by
Pasty,
the way, now
yes,
that no pasty,
Pasty,
isn't it pasty? Isn't it pa
Pasty,
It's pasty.
yes.
Oh fuck. Oh
It's her
well,
and
forget it.
Skrillex. It's okay.
Skrillex.
Uh, but they do give out one final move for their lucky cow, who no longer turned to be lucky, which I thought was a very very sweet, very very nice. So yes, I can't remember anything else that really happened at the mirror ultimately.
Two things from them coming back in. Just two things
Yeah,
that were actually three, two and a half. Um,
five.
the half is, I have to say, Bonnie's circa 2022 pearl necklace is really sending me. Like, girl, that was over a year and a half before you shot this. Why is this your part of your look? But more importantly, Skrillex, also known as what's her
Selects
name?
addiction.
Selects
Selects
Edition, which
addiction.
is one of the worst unmemorable names of all time on Drag Race UK, which there's a lot of them. Skrillex admits to everyone she hated what she did in the design challenge.
Hmm.
And you know what? Considering she brought that bodysuit from home and barely put an outfit together and was somehow safe, I would hate it too.
Hmm.
That was one take. And then also our girl, the delusional
Favorite.
Viola. Um, I quote, "Did I not help anybody? I helped the people who asked for help. I helped you." And I can't remember who she said that to, maybe Bonnie. Viola admits she's in a bad mood. She was in the bottom. And hey, Evan, if we were in the bottom, we would be too, right?
Absolutely, absolutely, unquestionably. It's also around this time too that there seems to be a Catrin and Celexa storyline, or that they're trying to establish some sort of rivalry between them
Yeah.
because they certainly are happy to exchange words back there in that talk and talk.
Hey, somebody's got to have a rivalry with someone, or we're not going to have a storyline. Like
Not
it's
gonna have
the.
any
By the way,
storyline,
I
right?
also consider this third episode producers hunting for storylines episode. There's a ton that
Yes,
are introduced, and some of them are less real than others.
I
But
would agree.
the best news of the week, and if you don't know who this person is, listeners, if you do not know who Nadine Cole is, if you do not know the brilliance of Girls Aloud, who have one of the greatest pop songs of the 21st century, it's called Biology. Find it on Spotify and all
Hmm.
platforms. Um, just stop listening. No, so please, we need the scream.
Wow.
But Nadine Cole is part of one of my favorite girl groups of all time, Girls Aloud. They are fucking incredible. They make the Spice Girls look basic. They were just groundbreaking and so cool, and I'm so excited she's here. She loves the Queens. She is very much a Queens girl, and she's going to be great this episode. We're going to see her twice. Um,
And we've also
but
already seen her on Drag Race UK when she was a guest, and also
yes.
last season when she was a impersonated Molly Mary Poppins character in Snatch Game. So Nadine Coyle's legacy lives long and proud in the Drag Race hallways.
But Evan, they come into the workroom the next day. I don't remember what the hell they're talking about. My first note is look at this stylishly wide, tapered look that Rue comes into the workroom in. Am I
Mhm.
missing anything before that moment where I'm like, why is she not wearing this in the US?
The only thing that's happening is that during the Rue mail segment, Rue's giving lots of clues and talking about, it could be a pop song thing, referencing current hits, and says if you're going to be a brat or whatever. To which Bonnie says, Viola, if it's a brat competition, you're going to be great. So once again, Viola main character energy all the way straight through. But yes, Rue comes in and no mini challenge whatsoever decides to announce
Thank
that.
God.
She gets to announce that the Maxi Challenge this week is going to be Girl Group Week, Pastry Week, and she went home last week. And ultimately, the category of the song is called "She Ate
She
That."
ate that.
She ate that. It's a Charlie XCX style Brett summer banger, which, from what I read online, may have actually been logs. We're getting ahead of ourselves here, but a lot of people thought that the verses that the Queens had to record vocals over were a little bit amelodic and or ambient, or just like didn't have hooks to them, so they really had to kind of improvise some lines on there. But apparently, the people who made this were the same people who made the Queen of the North song that they did at the finale of, I believe, season 2
Oh.
of Canada. So that's alleged. Maybe someone in the comments will correct if it's true, but the same producer is still getting used in all the franchises, as always.
My only take was they did not admit that it was a Charlie XCX ripoff, which, by the way, now Pink Panthers and Demi Lovato, they're all doing her like now. Instead, it's referred to as the Hyperpop Bop.
Hmm.
And I guess that's what we're calling Charlie XCX's signature sound, is it has its
Hmm.
own category, which, hey, if your sound can have a signature category, good for you. There, by the way,
More
these
memorable
girls.
than the new Taylor album, I'll tell you that much.
Oh boy. Not only that, they are all these queens. I can't remember the last time almost to a queen they're all excited about doing this girl group
Hmm.
challenge. And which sort of makes sense because the UK ones in general, not recently, but have a very storied history of sort of popping more than any other franchise. And they're always hoping to get on that UK charts, which
Hmm.
has happened in the past with the songs from this show. But more importantly, last week's winner, Sally TM, and last week's loser, but lip sync winner, Viola,
Hmm.
get to pick the groups. Evan, would you like to run down their choices?
Yes, so Sally, she decides to pick Bones. Wise choice, if you ask me. Viola picks Paige. Sally picks Silexa. Viola picks Tayris. Sally picks Chai. Viola picks Bonnie. Sally picks Elle. And getting at the bottom of the barrel, Viola picks Neon Bella, which means that Catrin Feelings, who is on her own, gets to decide which group she decides to go with. Greg, what group does she ultimately decide to go with?
Despite the edit showing us that Viola's like, please don't pick me, please don't pick me, please don't pick me, Catrin picks Team Viola. Now, why
Mhm.
would she do this? I am sort of still curious what made her decide to do this. Why do you think she really picked that team?
I think it may have been everyone else on the team. I think maybe she wanted to work with Paige and Tayris and whatnot. And if she went and explained it a little bit more, I don't explicitly remember that. That's on me. But overall, she does decide to move over. And now it's a team of 5 versus a team of 4. And of course, they have to come up with names for their groups.
And we were robbed of Neon Bella and the girls, which would have been a great a name.
Listen, listen. Is Young Bella good at this program? No. Is everything she does kind of iconic? Yes. I hate to be that guy. She's kind of it. She really is. She's kind of great.
And the other, I can't remember I don't think we eventually learned what name they picked until later on. Did we learn what Paige and Viola's team picked?
They feel like they kind of buried it because they mentioned it as a maybe name, but ultimately they go with Fallen Angels. The A in
Yes.
Fallen with an at sign, the S in Angels is a Z. Cool. But yes,
Uh,
there's that. Yeah.
the other team goes with Hotline X. And all I'm going to say
Hmm.
is all the other queens are really excited about it. But if you go back and watch it like as a Zapruder film, Bones has a look on her face that she is biting her tongue. She's like, okay, I'm going to let you pick this, even though I think it's inherently uncool and I will be associated with this name for the rest of my career.
Hmm. Hmm.
But it is time for them to go. They write their lyrics, they talk about their lyrics. Young Bella barely has an idea of what to say except cunty ballroom phrases, which the queens think is hilarious, which
Hmm.
scares me. But Evan, the good news is they're quickly on stage with the one and only Nadine Cole
Hmm.
to go through their performances. Um, the only thing that scared me was when Naomi Bella went up first because Fallen Angels was the first group to go. She took a long time to get it right with
Hmm.
Nadine, and I immediately thought, oh no, they're going to penalize her for this. This will be a reason to put her in the bottom. Did that thought race through your head? Or is that only a Drag Race Philippines problem?
I mean, it could very well be a Drag Race Philippines problem at this point. But overall, like again, as we've learned, this is how you build up drama. Someone fails horribly within the actual conversation or within the singing self. It doesn't always play out that way, and sometimes you'll get that critique. If I thought you did okay in the singing, in the end
Yeah.
performance, you did great. So I don't put too much stock into these segments, but they are fun for at least editor's sake of story building. But yeah, was there anyone else who struck you as potentially problematic or potentially soaring?
Um, overall, through both of the groups, I think one of the things that shocked me the most was Skrillex in her confessionals, thinking that Nadine was in Sugar Babies, which literally is like shots fired, which is just fans of Sugar Babies
Incredible.
and Girls Aloud
Incredible.
are like horrified that a British citizen would make that mistake. Um, I thought Nadine gives Elle pretty good advice while she was helping her sing, although I didn't think Elle was great. And Nadine loves Chai's verse. She loves it, loves it, loves it. And then strangely, I mean, did you have any other thoughts of the recordings?
Not particularly, no. It was a fun segment, but
Yeah,
yeah, I like seeing what Bones can do, and Paige kind of surprised me a little bit, but yeah, Chai's a star. Yeah, anyways, yes.
and then they go on stage, and the both groups are going to watch each other as they do their choreography. They are definitely setting up the storyline. With Paige Three has been asked by her group to be the choreographer. She is known as a choreographer. And by the way, Paige is very smart. She does not give the producers anything to use that makes it seem like she's not helping anyone else, that no one else can have other ideas. She knows what she's doing. She is not going to get stuck in a like it's my way or the highway soundbite of any kind that they can use against her. Like it's so apparent to me. She knows what she's saying. Um, but they also try to
I
set. No, I was just gonna say they also try to set up a Bones versus Page Three sort of like conflict here,
mhm.
which is very odd for a number of reasons. But Evan, please continue.
I must say I misspoke when we were talking about what happened
Oh,
in the singing part. I did forget about young Bella's iconic "da da da," like put that on catchphrase t-shirt. But also right before they went to the recording, I forgot the note that I had, which is the queens trying to comfort each other, just like it seems like your group is more confident, whatever.
oh
You know,
yeah.
like, ooh, are you ready to put together a performance? And Bones, I thought, had the very precise feedback of, I do it every week, babe, not just random brunches, which I thought was a wonderful dig. I believe that was either Chai or Page. I can't recall,
It was
but
that shy.
yes, yes, which was. But yes, when they get to the moment and they are on stage choreographing, the queens are happy to take shots and start referring to it as the Page Three School of Dance. because it seems that Page Three is just trying to make everyone into a cute little Page Three clone, and I don't think that's the worst technique because between her and between Bones, they're both like, I'm good at adapting my skills to help anyone else. And where did we hear this before? We heard this all the way back in season one when it was revealed that the great DDC, she was a choreographer, but also was a choreographer who could adapt to different people's skill sets. Helped her out, amazingly when they had the Frock Destroyers way back in the day. So that's kind of like what my takes on it. Did you have any other choreographical thoughts, Fosse thoughts, as that were?
I mean, when we get to the performances, they both definitely went in different directions.
Yes.
I will say this. Uh, there, Paige's team has 6 people.
Yeah.
It's really hard to choreograph 6 people on that stage. And I
Hmm.
thought she had a tougher gig to do than what
Hmm.
Bones had to do. And that's
With fine.
not to diminish Bones. But I was more struck by like how they set up this like, and it was weird how they set up the Bones versus Page Three thing because as we discover at the end of the episode, they are friends. They work together regularly, and they
Hmm.
pulled things that Bones said to make it sound like she was dinging Page Three. But if you stopped and listened to it, you could tell, oh wait, this was taken out of context. Like,
100%. 100%.
so that was like very BBC producers trying to be shady. And again, we'll get to it, but Page Three is not having it. She might be too smart for them, and
Hmm.
it's starting to worry me that it's going to affect her. But anyway, I think it's time for the performances, Evan. Uh,
Yeah. The only other note I have, and maybe
sure.
you have a little bit more context because I didn't write any more details, I just wrote Catriz and Tayris. I can't recall what that is in
Oh,
specific reference to, but that's
so
what I
wait, are
have
we
down.
talking about wait, was it alluded before they went on stage about the little
Oh
showman?
yes, yes,
That's
yes,
what's
they
going
did.
on.
Yes, yes.
So it
Which
appears Tayris and Catrin are a bit into each other. I think I actually had written it later on. Uh, I think but it's clear that there might be a little bit of a Corey King, uh,
but
Lydia B. Collins, butthole love affair going on. Which, by the way, they would not have known before they shot this.
correct.
So it's interesting parallels. Not saying the producer set it up, but who knows? Maybe they did.
Listen. We
Um,
had Brooklyn Vanjie for the longest time, so they were not. We're not in unclean territory here.
but anyway, um, the Fallen Angels come out. And I made just quick tiny notes. And please interrupt me if you have any if you want to add for each one. Um, so Bonnie is the first part of Fallen Angels. My one comment was it's the most modern outfit she's had so far.
Yep.
You can order it from about 10 drag queen designers, but for her, I was impressed. What did you think of Bonnie's quick performance?
I thought she had one of the better verses, ultimately, in terms of everything, in terms of lyrical content there. Not the strongest in the group, but I thought she kind of gave a surprisingly strong start to everything.
I thought Bella showed that she could be totally iconic, and this we'll get to it, but it is still in context shocking how she placed this episode because of how she did in this challenge.
I fucking agree so hard. I thought she was one of the two standouts of this group. Hands fucking down. Hands fucking down. There's a reason that she's here, and she proved it. 100%.
100%. Tayris was next. I thought it was good rapping, but her recording might have been super too fast. Too much to
Hmm.
me, it was like trying to do too much in the time,
That's such a
and
short. It's like a Tina Burner kind of verse. Yeah.
it made it seem boo-doo-doo-doo-doo, and I'm like, I don't remember what you said because you filled in too much in the time. I thought she was fine.
I thought she gave energy. That's really kind of one of the biggest things you need for that, and I thought it worked out well.
And full disclosure, I have become a Page Three stan, but I thought she was fucking star. She looked like a
Mhm.
star on stage. I thought she killed it. I thought she was great. What did you think?
Same, it's absolute same. I did think that there was it was almost a little bit too rehearsed to a small degree. Like I did think there was just this, when she was doing the jumps and everything like there, like it was very clearly star moment. Paige Three and the backup dancers. Sure, you can throw that around if you wanted to, but well, I mean, she's still spectacular. Like there's no denying it. This is a minor ding in an overall narrative. So yeah.
I thought that Viola actually her singing, and I thought her performance was great. I did not think it was bad. If you wanted to say she was okay, I would be like, all right, but for the performance, but the singing, I thought her verse was great. She sang and she rapped. I'm sort of confused. I don't know. I think they have some storylines they're trying to get through.
I thought that for the way that the beat was structured on here, I thought her singing was almost out of place versus everyone else. And you could say that
Oh.
maybe that was something that worked out, but when you think about memorable Drag Race UK verses, when you think about the way when DDC was doing the whistle tone parts when
Hmm.
Break Up Bye Bye, when you think about the way that Bimini's voice just cuts through the mix so cleanly on UK Hun, like having that distinctive element can be an advantage. But I did think in this instance, Viola hurt herself because it was just so left field and out of place that it just didn't feel incongruous with what the rest of the group was doing, personally.
Okay. I thought Catrin was worse. I thought Catrin was unmemorable.
Yeah, I would agree,
And
actually, yes.
I will talk about that later because yeah, I don't agree with that. The one thing I noticed in the editing after this performance. Oh wait, was there anything on Catrin you wanted to
Oh,
ask?
no.
Okay.
No, no.
Michelle definitely liked it more than Rue. Like it was very
Yes.
clear from the edit, and I did not understand why Rue seemed like nonplussed with it. It was a little surprising to
Right.
me.
Yeah. And that's because we haven't even gotten to Hotline X yet, which I think overall as a group wasn't as strong.
Whoa. I thought they were equal, but I'm
Okay.
super curious what you thought. So here's my big thing. I do not I maybe her runway saved her. Sally flubbed her lines at the beginning. She did not lip sync
Mhm.
them correctly, and but she made Rue laugh later on. So I guess that saved her here. I didn't understand that
The
pass.
Gothi Kendall edit hits once again. Sally's much more talented than Gothi and Kendall, as we
Yes,
know.
agreed.
But yeah, I didn't think she had the strongest start. I'll be real. The whole energy just felt slightly lower in this group. I can't explain it, but it just didn't hit me the same way.
I did think Bones was great. I had no
Mhm.
complaints, but I did not think it was as spectacular as the rest of the cast. And I'm a
I would
Bones
agree.
fan.
I would
Thought that
agree.
was right. Skrillex. God damn it, I hate that head shit. That head piece hockey mask bullshit she had on. I wrote I was not impressed by what she did. What did you think?
Unfortunately I do agree, and I do like her. I really think that she is has quite the personality. It just didn't work. I thought that whole outfit was just because at least with the Fallen Angels, I thought the outfits were at least in a similar vein. I felt
Yeah,
like Hotline X just grabbed whatever they could and threw it together. It did not hit me.
agreed. I thought Elle was fine. I was not blown away. I didn't think she was bad. I thought it was forgettable.
I thought she did pretty good. As someone
Oh.
who is a certified L hater, I thought that she really did pretty good in this episode. I both this and the runway, I was a little surprised, personally. Yeah.
Okay, are you ready for my comments on Chai, which I wrote after watching it, not knowing
Mhm.
where she would place in the episode?
What was your comments on Chai?
I wrote, Chai has her moment in the spotlight. She should be top.
I agree. I fucking agree. I had again judging as always in 2025. Something's in the water. Something's weird. New world order. I don't know what it is, but I thought El and Chai. I thought they did pretty damn good this week. I full stop. That was my take.
So my one take on their performance, which was different than Fallen Angels was, and it was, I don't think they were smart enough to realize why this would work, but by Bones having them break up and have like their own moments
Little
when
isolated moments
their
on
little isolated
scaffolding.
moments, it sort of like ties into those moments Rue loves where if you make her laugh, it's going to make her more excited about it, even though it made the song seem longer than what Fallen Angels did. Fallen Angels was more of a concise sort of choreography, and this was a little more herky-jerky. But because it gave those queens the spotlight, Rue liked it more. And
Hmm.
that's a questionable Rue taste, but it also is why there was a disconnect between the other judges sort of liking the first group more than the second. That was my take.
Hmm.
Um, But the only other storyline that's introduced is they have the queens. Both groups watched from the workroom, and
Hmm.
Paige seems a little defensive about, what she saw Hunter X, and she's very adamant backstage that she was not as good as what they did. What did you think of that sort of little moment?
I think that you have to remember that traditionally this challenge has always been judged as groups. And this is, spoiler alert, the first time, as far as I can immediately
Hmm.
recall, that they are judged individually.
In the
So
UK, at
as
least. in the
Well,
UK.
actually, I take that back because last time they were, I think in season six, they were judged individually because there was the Things, the group that so clearly won, except Kyron Thrax and her group had Kyron's verse was so fucking good that they had
Yeah.
to call it out and had to do it individually. So this actually is kind of a new tradition, but they don't know that, and very much it's still kind of a they are going to judge groups because that is the difference between excelling in a group but still being low. I can understand why that is a point of contention.
Um, so uh up next is the runway.
Hmm.
And it is Cuddly Wuddly, which is a very I'm curious what
Barry
do very yeah, for it's a very furry, very runway. I'm curious what the actual um
prompt,
direction
yeah.
prompt was for them. We're not really told, but in theory you could take it a bunch of different ways. I don't think they went too far from it, but it sort of all worked.
Hmm.
Up first is Bonnie and Clyde, and she says, she references she's doing Linda Evangelista, and I get it. I understand what she's trying to do with the wig and the makeup, but girl, that's a stretch.
I
Um,
hate her fucking mug. I really do. I'm glad that she did a TikTok with Acacia Forgot where they got to kind of play off it together.
yes.
I'm glad she's in on the joke. That doesn't make me like it anymore.
Yeah.
I hate whatever this baby fucking thing is. It just annoys me every time.
I will say I thought it was a great outfit, but the nude illusion is way off. On her
Hmm.
legs does not match the rest of her body.
Ribbed for her
Um,
pleasure.
ribbed for her pleasure. Up next is Catrin Feelings. What did you think, Evan?
Greg, what are we doing here? What are we doing with our lives? She's doing cats. She's doing cats. She's doing
Mm-hmm.
cats. And you know what, Drag Race, they've already done cats. They've already done rats in season two. It was one of the most memorable musical challenges that they did. Now we have to do cats again. Fuck off with this cat shit. I'm sorry. It's like it's a bodysuit. It's a bodysuit. It's cats makeup. I'm just bored. I'm sorry. If we're gonna have it with
I
Marie Antoinette, let's have it with cats too. Like, come on.
um I wrote I hate it. Uh, this is costume and not drag. I hate it.
And
Like,
Greg and I love cats for the record, the actual animal,
love
not whatever the fuck this is. Yeah.
if you're listening and you have any Coon kittens that you're not selling for 2,000 to 3,000 US dollars, please let me know. I'm very interested.
Worldwideteapod at
Please.
gmail.com. Los Angeles is the location. That's all I'll
Look,
say.
I will travel anywhere. I'm
We'll
just not paying to.
travel.
I will
Get that
not.
Mancoon.
Yeah. Um, I hate it, and I am convinced Catrin is gets her safe placement this week because she is potentially dating another star of the
Listen,
cast.
all I know is that Catrin is an industry plant. That's all I know. She is from the Lawrence Cheney factory of almost funny queens that they keep trying to put that just aren't Lawrence Cheney. I'm sorry, it's not going to work
Yes.
out. Sorry, Pixie Polite.
Yes. Up next is Paige Three, and she says it's very her look is Anna Nicole Smith inspired. I think it's super sexy. She looks incredible. She thinks the wig is great. Wig color. She mentions it in her walkthrough. That was my only ding with it. I thought the color was off for the stage. It was like the one thing that sort of bugged me, but I thought she looked incredible. What did you think of Paige's look?
I thought it was overall extremely good look. My only issue is that she has this pillow backing her, like this kind of
Yeah.
pillow like backhead thing over here. And when she at over, I'm not sure if it happened at the start, but when she moves on, it just kind of sags a little bit. Like it
Mm-hmm.
just doesn't have that same structure, and so it just kind of lays there and waits there. And I think the judges even called it out.
They
A
did.
small element to what is an overall a good look, but it just that it's the details add up.
Evan, are you saying she can't keep it up?
I'm just saying that turn to page 4 for more information. That's all I could say. That's all, turn to page 69, 6,
Um,
7, whatever.
Up next is a student of Sasha Colby, as we discover numerous times this episode, is Neon Bella. And she has an initial look that is a nice sort of fur gown, sort of. And
A
then
little rough around the
she
edges. Yeah.
look very, as they show us in close-ups later, very rough around the edges. And she pulls out a big string, which is very similar to what Sasha Colby did.
Mm-hmm.
On her season 15 finale, and which was
Or your
also
lips.
copied by Lips. And then she has a sort of pe body,
She's got a
a
paw
bra
bra.
and
Greg, she's
paw
got a
bra.
paw bra. That's what she's got.
And you know what? I wish she hadn't done the reveal. I liked it before the reveal.
I thought it
What
was
did?
so cute. I
Oh, you
really
liked it more
did.
than me. Okay.
It was so cute. I love the paw bra. I love the little pussy wraparound that was going on. I thought it was nice. I really did. And it's the thing is like, is it rough around the edges? Yes, but like truly, and we'll get to the judging. The judging I thought was weird because when they were giving her critiques, I kind of didn't know if her and also with Elle, I wasn't sure if they were the
Yeah.
top or the bottom because they were unclear. And for
Yeah.
me, I'm just like, this is, like young Bella, we see you. This is your week. We finally have that personality that we've been looking for. I'm like, oh, she's at the top. No, she's at the bottom.
Mhm.
Like, it was a very weird week for that. But overall, like, this left a positive impression with me personally.
Okay. So up
Okay.
next
Okay.
is Viola. And first, I just want you to tell the listeners what is she wearing, and then I'm going to give you some backstory that came out later.
Greg, do you know I mean, did you watch the movie? Did you watch the Five Nights at Freddy's movie? Are you familiar with the game
Uh,
franchise that was just
you
based off
know,
of?
I did not watch the 80 million opening Five Nights at Freddy's, even though it was also available on Peacock at the same weekend because it was on Peacock, and I didn't
Peacock.
think I needed to watch it.
Hmm.
But I get it in context. I've seen the fucking whatever bear
Yes.
monster.
Freddy Fazbear, yes.
Yes. But she okay. So you knew when she turned around when she came on the runway, that's what she was doing.
Yes.
Okay. Did you notice that she could not say anything on the runway about it?
It's weird because again, this is IP, so especially with under television rules, so this has been true. She can't explicitly reference the thing, but except someone else
In
did
the
later on in
US.
the workroom. Yes, exactly. So it was weird, but yes, she gave a
No, no, go, please. Please,
she
I don't interrupt.
described it as I'm a drag queen trapped inside a teddy bear robot that has malfunctioned and killed me. And now I don't fucking know, Greg. I don't know what happened to this queen who
Okay.
competed on something classier than Queen of the Universe because whatever the fuck is going on is different. But yes, a blood smeared teddy bear outfit with no drag element. Well, I mean, she tried to bedazzle the blood, but like, girl, what are we doing? What are we doing here?
Glamour. It was a
Glamour.
glamour. Yeah. So here's the thing. She has spoken publicly since this, because we'll explain why. She's spoken publicly and she said that before she went on the show and when she got there, the producer said she could reference that it was Five Nights at Freddy's. And that was her plan if she was questioned about it before, but to go out to if she was questioned on the panel about it when she was there on the day of the episode or a couple days before, producer said, "Oh no, you can't. You can't talk about it. You have to explain it as something else." So that's why she ends up giving this convoluted explanation for what it is that doesn't make sense to anyone. But if she had been able to say to the judges, "This is what this is," it's a reference, they could have still hated it, but they might have liked it more, and she might have been safe because of what her performance was. So she sort of got fucked over by the producers, who then, as you noted, let one of the queens in the back room say out
Actually
loud
say
what
it
she's
and make it
wearing.
the edit. Right.
Yeah.
Yes.
Which makes no sense. Again, BBC gonna BBC to send somebody home. Not that I'm upset. Whatever.
Yeah.
Uh,
It still
up now.
wasn't good. I mean, at the end of the day, let's be
No.
real with ourselves here.
Um,
Yeah.
Tayris comes out, and I just wrote
Drag
a
closet.
mess,
Drag
bad.
closet.
It's like barely. It's like a furry, like cocktail dress coat, maybe. Like it was just terrible. And
It
by the
was
way,
so bad.
she admits later on in the workroom, like she knew, like that it was
Hmm.
one of the worst looks she was bringing. Um, did you have any other thoughts of her terrible look?
Bad.
Bad. Uh,
Five Nights at Freddy's inspired. I don't know.
and I'll be honest. Listen, Evan, you may be the number one Elboss cater on this side of the Atlantic. I'm in the top five, and I have to admit, this was super cute.
This was
Like,
so you know what vibe it gave me? It gave me vibe from Drag Race Down Under. Like in low key, like this is the kind and I mean this complimentary in brackets.
mm,
Like I thought it was like fun. It was a poodle skirt idea, but there was a giant poodle wig. There was a lot of fluffy items on her. Like overall, pretty damn good. Like I thought it was a really solid look from her, truly.
it gave me very Trixie Mattel.
Oh
And
yeah.
it reminded me that if Trixie had money on season 7, she would have maybe done a look like this.
And with the glasses, she gave a little bit of Juno Birch too, just ever so slightly, just a little pinch of, yeah. But yeah, overall,
Great,
very impressive.
great
Yeah.
reference. Out next was Sally TM, and okay, I love her. She's a designer. She won last week's design challenge, and this was also two costume. She's it looks like a clown. It does not look like
Mhm.
drag. Even her makeup looks like clown. It's like a ginger. It looks supposed to be a bear, but it's all simply designed. There's not very many details, and it looks more like a gingerbread cookie. Um, I I didn't I thought it was too simple for Drag Race, and I did not think it was fashion enough. I was actually stunned she wasn't low, but they, again, Ruth thought she was super funny in the challenge. What did you think?
It stood out. Here's the thing that like it in terms of like it was seemed like a more basic design, but since we've seen so many more complex looks from her, I really thought that there's the mind behind it. There is genuinely thought behind it. So I think it was a calculated risk. I agree. I'm not sure if it paid off because it seemed so simple, but it was just so intentional that it didn't feel like Tayris just throwing shit together. Like this really still felt like it came from a very specific reference point that she was going with, and I doubt its efficacy, but I at least respect that she took a swing. I think that's what I agree. I think this is kind of a miss, but she at least was on brand more than Tayris, more than some of these other queens that were trying to hit it out with fucking Cuddly Wuddly. So
I'll,
I'll
I'll
give her
give you
those
that.
credits. Yeah, yeah.
I'll give you that. Um, how would you describe Bones's look, Evan?
So it's the thing is that like I kind of well the judges described it as a cum rag, so there's that. But most importantly, it's almost like kind of like a ruffle monster look. Like it is fabric sewn together and it is all bunched up together. They call it like foreskin-esque if you want to have a reference point. But critically, it's the thing where like there is again intention behind it because all of the scruffs on the arm kind of come together and then there's kind of a sharp end and then there's kind of like she has this kind of demented face. It's almost like Clayface from Batman if anyone's ever seen his
Yeah.
animated series being able to
Mm,
transform and mogrify itself. Like that's kind of the sense that it gets. Like it's terrifying toy. It's not cuddly, but again, some queens have already gone this route already with kind of this, terrifying iteration of the theme. And I thought it was overall very effective. I really truly wasn't sure if the judges were going to love it or hate it. It's really a not in between look, and they very easily could have hated it for very similar reasons. So to her credit, I thought she made a bold swing. Again, another bold swing, and I thought this one paid off. And if you want to say anything about Page Three with her Pamela Anderson look, it was good. It wasn't as innovative or as risk taking as this was.
I 100% agree with that.
Hmm.
I will also say this would have been safe on Dragula.
Hmm.
They would have liked it, but they thought it would have been safe. It's very if anyone watches Dragula, it's very Blackberry. It's like not horror enough, not got like, but just
Hmm.
there. Um, I liked it, and I thought it was fashion, and I thought that again made it more memorable than some of the other looks.
And if you want to take it home with you, it's called a Labubu, and it's available at any store for 60 goddamn dollars or some shit. I don't know, man. It's crazy.
But speaking of probably what I thought was the most fashion look of the week
Uh-huh.
is Chai Tea Grand. And I thought it was incredibly well made. I don't know how to describe it. It's actually sort of similar to what Jimbo wore in her promo look for All Stars 8, which was a
Yeah, like when she had the pink furs and kind of that thing, but it's still kind of like an overall like almost like snow Eskimo fashion look, kind
yes,
of.
it's a
Except here it's with a bright burnt orange. Yeah.
and the irony is like I wrote I think it's incredibly well done, but maybe the wrong color choice. And do you know who loved the color?
Who?
The host of the show, RuPaul. She
Hmm.
loved the burnt orange. I thought it would have been more
How
interesting in another color, but that was me.
how the fuck was she low this week? I'm sorry. Like this is one of those things where again the judging just kind of felt incongruous with reality. Because I thought her look absolutely was a stunner this week. I thought she did so goddamn good.
Chai, you know what I'm going to tell you? You know who wouldn't have put
Chai.
you low this week? Mama Pav. Slation Royale is waiting for you, Chai Tea Grande.
Hmm.
It is waiting for you.
You know who else wouldn't have put this low? Anna Locking. She would have loved this too. She would have said
Yes,
over,
she would have
over,
loved it.
over, over and over. So get ready for that. Everyone, if anyone's listening, please listen to our coverage of Drag Race España season 5, running now. We just recorded one of that episodes. It's great.
It is
Yeah,
great.
yeah,
But we have one more person on this runway, and
your
it is
favorite.
Skrillex, my
Ugh.
favorite. And I have to be honest, I wrote in all caps, this is drag. This is how you do the prompt. She comes out backwards. It looks like she's doing a furry costume. She
Hmm.
turns around and then she's in, sort of like a bra and panties. It doesn't matter. It's drag, and it's just a total flip on what you expect it to be. I thought it was not groundbreaking, but I thought it was this one of the smartest looks of the week, and it was way better than her girl group outfit. What did you think?
Absolutely, fully same. Because like when I will say there was a bit of a shocking moment because when she was this like neon acid green and pink teddy bear that is coming towards you, even though you can clearly see
You're
she's going
like,
backwards, like okay. When she did the turnaround and then it was like, oh, here's a bra and panties because it's eating me, it's consuming me or whatever. The shock of the bare skin, I think it was kind of shocking. I'm like, is this a partial look? Is this like I kind of wasn't sure, but it kind of also didn't matter because there was so much intention, so much thought, so much craft that went into this that it's just like this is what I want to see. This and it's the kind of thing where in these last couple episodes, I've been realizing Skrillex. Oh God, you got me saying it now. God damn it,
oh, I'm
Gregory.
sorry.
Skelexa, Selects Addiction. She is a wackadoo. She's a goofy goof,
She is.
and I like that. But she also is fashion forward. I just feel like her and Chai T are just kind of being lumped together in the edit as just kind of like well-meaning but not mature enough queens, and it just kind of sucks because I really feel like they have some shit to show. This is John Fidel Agla all over again in Philippines, which is just like a queen that the production wrote off, but then like, oh, it's actually way more talented than we anticipated. Let's still get her out early. Like that's my concern with these queens. I don't know any spoilers. We'll see how it plays out.
Before we get to the judges' critiques, Rue does not do this often, but she pointedly said to all the queens beforehand, y'all not making this easy, and we need to do some nitpicking. I feel like the number of times in the hundreds of episodes Rue has done, 4 times, 5 times she's ever been this like maybe 3 or 4, like said to the queens, hey, this is really hard, and
Hmm.
we're, you
Well,
all did a
especially
good
this
job.
early in the season
Yeah.
too. But it's strange though, Greg, because I got to be fully honest here, just to kind of macro view lens it here. At this point, when we're talking about when we talk about Slation, I have still some favorites left. When we're talking about España, it's still pretty early on. It's episode 3. I already have a couple that I've already kind of eye on here. I'm not fully on board with any particular member of Team UK7 as of yet. There's
Mm-mm.
queens I like. I think I'm probably most intrigued by Bones out of everyone, but like there's not a queen I'm rooting for. There's not like again, it kind of feels like a little bit like drag season 5 of UK all over again. But at least then I was such a Kate Butch fan that I was like down for whatever she did. But I don't know how you're feeling about it. It's just like as much as we're talking about this talent, as much as they want to talk about how talented these queens are, I don't have a queen that's just like this is the one or this is the one production so clearly favoriting. It doesn't. I'm not at that point yet. I don't know if you're at that same point.
No, I just want them to be fair, and I just keep thinking that they're continuously, not being as fair as they could be because they just want to
Hmm.
get rid of queens early, which
Yeah.
is now a systemic part of all Drag Race franchises for early episodes. So I'm trying to grin and bear it, but it's still sort of disappointing to me. Because where it doesn't feel like it happens as much is on the
Hmm.
All-Star seasons. It does seem to happen more in the regular seasons, and that's what I don't like.
Hmm.
Because these queens haven't established themselves, and it's easier for them to get rid of them. And in fact, after Rue made this comment, I wrote, "Ooh, producer's choice." Like she's
Hmm.
basically leaving the door open for them to do that. But we get the safes of the week, and they include Bonnie and Clyde, Catrin, who I would have had low bottom, Tayris, who, okay, I don't, I would have potentially had her bottom or low, but she's safe. Sally TM, again, would have had her bottom, but the second she made Rue laugh, I knew she'd be safe. And Skrillex, who runway plus a fine performance outside of that horrible headpiece, I knew she'd be safe. It's all good. Bonnie initially seems annoyed when she goes backstage that she's not in the top, but changes her tune in the workroom. Um, Evan, do we need to go through? Do you have any specific comments over the judges' critiques of the remaining 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 queens?
Yeah,
Anything you want to point out?
I have two, and that is that both with Elle and with Young Bella, I was unclear as to what their placement was. Because again, with Young Bella, as talked about, they were like, "We finally got to see you. This was your moment. Alpha was a little rough, but like we could see your personality." And I initially had her down as safe, and I also thought with Elle, where it's just like, we during the verse you were fine. We just lost you during the verses. But then this look comes out, and like it was so hard to decipher what it is. And normally the edits on this are so crystal clear as to who is in the top and who is in the bottom. And it felt it was I got a little bit disoriented. I'm not sure how you felt.
I definitely got disoriented by Neon Bella and Elle because for Neon Bella, Graham said this was her week. That they definitely were nitpicking over the look. Rue says she doesn't think it looks finished and to the level that she'd like to see, but she also asked where she got her confidence, and she seemed
Mhm.
like totally impressed by her performance. And I'm just wondering why is the nitpicking over the look when there were worse looks from other
Mhm.
queens when she was clearly great in the performance. Like it did not make sense to
Mhm.
me. And then Elle was the big one where I completely agree with you. Graham said he didn't think she shined like the others did. Michelle literally said she thought she was fine in the performance, but loved the runway. But then Rue thinks it's the most cuddly and outfit of the week, which was the prompt, and pure drag. But then she also said she thought her wig was going to fall off during the performance. And I'm like, how is this high? How is she going
Right.
to be high? It's so jarring. And then the only other thought I had, because the Bones and Paige and Viola takes were all on point, basically to me, was for Chai. Michelle loved her verse, but thought she was fading in the back. Did we watch something else? Because I thought she wasn't fading in the back.
At all.
And then Graham loves her look, and Rue loves her look. You would have thought Chai was high or had a shot to win. It was so disorienting.
I hated it. Great. Like again, it's not like again we and you'll if you listen to our coverage of some of the other seasons on here, with Astlasian for the most part, I think is pretty consistent. But man, oh man, especially with what we've been seeing, especially in Despadia, there's been some odd choices up and down, and like some stuff is like a little bit sentiment disagreements. I just feel like across the board, it's like truly I can't make heads or tails of this. So, very odd. I will say. When they get to the workroom, after all the critiques happen, though, some queens get emotional, very particularly Bones, who feels like
Mm.
she is nearing a win, who's kind of having a moment, and Paige, who's been pissy with her all episode, all week, as it were, is really kind of acquiescing and giving her her moment and kind of feeling like this is
Because
something that
they're
is deserved.
friends.
Exactly.
And she says, I'm so happy for my friend,
Friend.
which we find out over 2 hours and 50 minutes into the season, which they have hidden, sort of like when they pretended that what was the season? They was it Bob and there was like one early, it was either eight or not, or seven, where they pretended that the queens didn't know each other and they were like really good friends. And I'm trying to remember which one it is. But anyway,
Well,
it's
there was
happened.
the start of season 15 when Irene was having shots with Mistress, and a lot of people in that first episode were like, "Oh my God, do they hate each other?" And they're like, "Oh no, we're just drag queens. We just bitch around a little bit." Like there's that one too, where it's like they tried to make it a thing, but it was like they clearly were not. But that still made the edit of that episode that Irene was in. So yeah, it's
Yeah,
a whole thing.
yeah, that sort of blew my mind. The only other thing that I took from the workroom was Viola has zero self-perspective. She is for someone who is a talented singer and musician, she has zero self and self-perspective. And I feel like it's one of the few times you're like, oh, you really, no matter how much you've done so far in 4 years of being a drag queen, being on two reality shows, you are 22 years old and you are super, there's an immaturity that like she doesn't realize she has.
Mhm.
That might be me overjudging just based on reality TV, but that was my take. Did you agree or disagree?
Full agree. I mean, this isn't a huge this isn't a huge change for me. Like legit, it's they're kind of doing television production, but again, it's like where are the storylines? Like, yes, we might have a showmance going on, we might have maybe a little bit of a rivalry, but we're really hinging so much of that around Catrin, and then Paige and
Hmm.
Bones have their own thing. Like, I don't know, it just feels like we're again, story producers sometimes they have to make a nothing burger out of something, and well, this is pretty good nothing burger, or should we're in the UK, nothing patty or something.
Yeah.
I don't know.
You know what?
Nothing chips.
This might
What?
be the Nothing Patty season. This might be the Nothing Patty season. We're about to find out. Um,
But nothing pasty. She already left.
yeah, she already left. Evan, was there anything else in the workroom that sparked your interest?
Fuck no.
So we're back on the stage. And we quickly find out that Elle is high slash safe, which was shocking. She should have been safe originally, I guess, maybe, or low. And then it's between Paige Three and Bones. Both ate, but one truly devoured. And who won this week, Evan?
Baby, she ate good because all that's left is nothing but bones, baby.
Oh!
She takes it. She takes it. And the first of what I'm sure is not going to be her last win in the season. She does very, very well for herself. Paige does look genuinely enthused for her and is
Yes, I
excited
was going
because
to
I
say
just found
that.
out that they're friends. But yeah, overall very, very good. Which means, Greg, there's no lucky cow this week. Who's
Nope.
in our bottom? Who is safe and
But
who's in the bottom?
we first find out, and I'm doing my impersonation of her finding out. Viola finds out she's in the bottom, and once again drops her head, just
Her
like
robot head.
crushed her
Her
robot
robot
head.
teddy head.
And then it's between there's now should it have been Chai or Niambella? You know what? It should have been neither of them. Neither of them
Okay.
should have been in the position. But Chai is safe, and it's now between Neon Bella, who, to be honest, I'll give her credit, does not seem pressed over this. But it's also because she might be looking at Viola thinking, this girl
Not
can't lip sync at
against
this.
this bitch. Yeah.
But the song of the week, Evan, do you know this classic banger? This Brit Award-winning banger by
I
Girls
mean,
Aloud?
I've heard it. I would certainly hope that anyone who watches Drag Race UK that has a rainbow pulsing through their blood is aware of it too. But baby, it's Sound of the Underground. It's the one and only. It's the one. It is one of Greg's favorite songs of all time. And that I say
No,
that I don't say that facetiously.
biology
I think
is
it
not
genuinely
Sound of the
is.
Underground. No,
That's okay. Never
biology,
mind.
yeah.
Terrible, garbage song. Worst song ever made.
Garbage
Tiny Tim
song.
could never. But yes, Viola versus Young Bella. Greg, what did you think of this lip sync?
Um, okay. The first half was really bad. And
Yes.
then the second Neon Bella, first of all, Neon Bella does the same Sasha Colby reveal that she did during
Hmm.
her runway, which was like, girl, what are you doing? But when she did a 360 split, and I was like, oh, this is why they
There we
cast you
go.
after only doing drag for a year or a year and a half or whatever it was. And I will say this, I did feel genuine sympathy for Viola because she fought her ass off all over that stage on the ground trying to do something in that costume. And I don't know if any of us could have like, killed it in that. And
Right.
she's not a comedy queen, so there wasn't like a comedy bit she could do in it that was going to win for this song.
Mhm.
But Evan, and who wins the lip sync? Who is staying to potentially slay another day?
In this case, it is Nyong Bella, which unfortunately means that our sixth place finisher from Queen of the Universe is now the 11th place finisher of Drag Race UK. Quite the breakdown. Yeah, very, very sad, very sad.
Very sad. Viola goes into the workroom to do her lipstick message, and I'm just gonna write. I sh- I wrote. I just wrote. She's delusional.
Hmm.
And I just think that someday she's going to be a great high school drama and music teacher. I just think that's her in her future. I think she'll just root for those kids and someday hope that she can live out her dreams through them. What did you think, Evan, as Viola says, adieu?
Here's what I think. I had to pull up her placement on Queen of the Universe season two, and my God, Greg, I'm not sure if you remember this at all, but we have, of course, Love Sissy was on that too, who let's not forget was from season two with Drag Race Holland.
Yep.
She was there. She played place six. Love Sissy placed eighth. Number fifth in there was Maxi, and number three was Aura Eternal.
Uh,
And of course, let's not forget the winner of Queen of the Universe season two was our beloved Tyga Brava.
yeah.
So it's been, it's been a wild journey. She went from the tops of the tops to whatever the fuck this was. So anyway, Viola, you know what I'm gonna do, Viola? I'm gonna play the world's smallest violin in honor of her going on. Truly a queen that was there and showed up, and I'll give her credit for that.
And the good news is we're running out of Queen of the Universe
Like,
queens to appear on
I don't
Drag Race.
know. Chloe
Uh,
V, Chloe V, Militia Skunt. You never know.
no. The one thing I will say is I did not know she placed that well on Queen of the Universe. I thought she went home first.
I did too. And let's also not forget,
Woo!
there was Betty Bitch Slap. Let's not forget there was it from season one.
Betty,
There was
bitch
just
slap.
Regina Voca. We had, of course, let's not forget Leona Winter, Lavoie, so many others
Oh,
from
so many.
season one. Yeah. Anyway,
Anyway, the good news is we are 3 episodes into Drag Race UK season 7. Um, Evan, at this early juncture of the season, who is taking home the 30,000 pounds, 25,000 pounds,
yeah,
that the winner
25.
gets? 25,000 pounds, not insubstantial, uh, to win this crown.
I have a boner. What can I say? I think it's Bones. I think it is.
Yeah.
I think it's going to be hard to beat that. I do think there's going to be good rivalry. I think Paige will make a wonderful top four, potentially top two placement, but there could be surprises along the way. I would be curious. I am also most curious. Who do you think is going to win at this point? Are you a Sally TM super fan
I mean, Sally TM barely made it through a girl group challenge. I don't know how she's making it through a Rusical. I'm not sure how she's making it
or
through an
Snatch
acting
Game?
challenge or a snatch game. So I'm a little worried for her. At this point, I think Scarlett could return and have a better run than her. But I am a Sally TM fan. I do think, and I'm a super Page 3 fan. Um, I feel like the writing is on the wall that Bones is going to win, and that Page 3 will be on some future season of Drag Race UK versus the World or Drag Race UK All Stars. And I also feel like she is getting the Ahura edit. She is getting the
Mm,
Ahura, the I want to say Tamara Thomas, but Tamara Thomas almost won. But there have been a couple queens who you were like, oh wow, this queen's gonna do it, and then they are using them as a foil to not win. And I'm getting a little bit of that with her.
yeah. Yeah, I would agree. But that said, there's a lot more to tune in next week. And
Yeah.
most critically, I think more than anything else, Greg, the day that we're recording this, or at least the day how it started, was October 12th. And I'm not sure if you're aware of this, but October 12th, 2024 is the day that Worldwide Tea Episode 1 dropped, in which we talked about the Global
No.
All-Stars finale, the PH Season 3 finale, UK Season 6 Episode 3, and Espana Season 4 Episode 4. Quite the episode, and we did all four of those episodes within 70 minutes. A sharp change from what we are doing now.
Whoa.
But most critically, Greg, happy 1 year anniversary to you.
Woo for us.
I don't even know what my expectations were with this podcast, if I'm being fully honest on here. But I since we started this, I think we've made some absolutely banger episodes. I really, really do. I think some of our favorites are the historical deep dive ones. I think we've had great analysis, and as we know, multiple winners have walked through these doors and spoken to us directly.
Yeah.
Winners of 4 different seasons at the least have come through from down under to UK to Brazil, like to for all France All Stars. It all started here, and it's all thanks to you. It's all thanks to this one guy that I saw was watching the same seasons I was and posting about it on Bluesky, and I kept commenting, "Save it for the podcast." Until one day we were just like, "What if we did the podcast?"
Okay.
So genuinely from my heart, Greg, it has been a
Aw.
pleasure, and I'm so glad that we got to and continue to do this.
This gives me so much joy to do every week, even when the seasons are painful, and we have
Okay,
watched
Thailand season three.
some
Hmm.
painful seasons. We have endured for this podcast.
So
But
much.
I have loved this has been so much fun. I'm so excited by the people who have listened to us, who regularly comment and tell us in person that they listen. So I thank you to all our regular listeners, the tens, hundreds, at some points thousands of you.
Hmm.
But it has been so much fun, and the only thing that I expected were more personal Instagram followers. That has not happened. But unlike Miss Fame, Pearl, or Aja, I have not lost followers, so I'll take that as a positive. So,
Hmm.
as time goes on, maybe each of us will have our social media influencer moments because of this podcast, or maybe not, and I really don't care. But you know what I
Yeah.
really do want, Evan, in the next year?
What?
We deserve a Queerty Award nomination. How do we
Hot,
make that happen? We deserve a
you know
Queerty,
what?
and at worst, we deserve an invite to the Queerty Awards. That's what I'm going to
Yeah.
say. We live in Los Angeles.
Yeah, I think we even deserve a Wowie at this point. At least
Yeah.
a Wowie nomination, maybe a Wowie long list, who knows? But either way, if you are somehow at this point too, and you're also thinking, how the hell did these guys do it to 1 year? Let's get them a present. I think you can get us a present. Do us a favor. Follow us on Bluesky. Follow us on Instagram. Subscribe to us on Spotify, Apple, YouTube, wherever you get it. And as always, leave a comment. And of course, if you can't make it there, worldwideteapodcast@gmail.com. We would love to hear from you. And most importantly, thank you for listening. As always, we'll catch you next week. Have a good one, everybody. Take care. Goodbye.